Embarrassing for you to not have a green hat, Liam. A, when Jake also has a green hat ready to roll today, and B, I know it's a day after St. Patrick's Day, but it was just St. Patrick's Day, and you didn't have some green attire that you could throw on. I'm disappointed in you.
Sorry, I got orange on, if that counts. I'm a unionist.
No, no! First of all, it's gold this month. You refer to it as gold at this point. But yeah, no, it is an Orioles shirt. A Bob Nightingale approved shirt that you have on right now.
This is our St. Patrick's Day episode, so I think the green hats are fine.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like a, it's St. Patrick's month as far as I'm concerned.
Sure.
The entire month of March. We're just gonna keep it rolling, baby. You'd be surprised, Boston being such a massive, Irish American population. I know, quiet as it's kept, there are a lot of Irish people around Boston. We go into town right by the Garden, and it's like empty at Hurricanes yesterday. I mean, everyone was in Southie. I understand that, but even then,
you couldn't pay me $1,000 to go to Southie on St.
Did it once,
Day.
Jake. Never will do it again.
Yeah.
I don't even know, the logistics of getting over there just scare me. Between the masses of humanity on the T, or just trying to Uber over there and the cost, it just sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. Do it once just to say you did it. I mean, you don't need it's not even that. No, you don't have to say that you did it. You just do something else on St. Patrick's
Not worth
Day.
it.
No, not at all.
I will say, I got back from the cinema Saturday afternoon, and the line outside Game On was wrapped around Jersey Street, nearly to the old Fenway trees, and I was like, "What? Why would you ever do that? Just go drink at somebody's apartment."
That right? Well, anything specific at Game On for St. Patty's?
That basement gets scary.
I mean, there was definitely music downstairs. I could hear it.
That basement gets scary. I got lost in there once.
You got at Blazing Paddles?
Yeah. Oh, is that what
is that really what it's called?
Game On, the downstairs where the ping pong is?
Well, yeah, it's on weekends. It's like a club. Or not a club, but loud.
I've only been there after Sox games. So.
Okay. Yeah, I went there when I was in school. I went there and I got lost in the basement. I couldn't find my friends, and it was it's disorienting down there too because the lights. It's really dark, and they do the strobe thing, so you can only see every other second or whatever.
Every fifth frame.
Yeah, it's spooky
down
there.
Give me a seizure.
It's not for me. It's not for me. Are you an epileptic, Liam?
No, but I think just that environment, it's okay. Overwhelming.
You guys know the Pokemon thing where all the Japanese kids got seizures from that episode of the Pokemon anime?
I did not.
Oh. Well, if anybody, for our listeners, it's an interesting story. If anybody wants to go read about it, I won't spoil it, but.
But yeah, crowded bars nowadays, yeah, not for me. Not at all. Officially washed. That's Lisan Al-Hayam, a.k.a.
Al-Hayim.
Al-Hayim. Beg pardon. Thank you for the correction.
That's what I was going for.
We're also joined by Jake, a.k.a. Jake.
I didn't have it in me today. I couldn't think of one.
I almost went with my own name, too. I was like, I don't know.
It's easier when the season gets going and things happen.
I was gonna say, guys, we're less than 2 weeks away from opening day. I need you to kind of pick up the pace here.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
We're still in spring training mode, as you can tell. I'm Scott Podsednik, aka Fitz. This is Pod on Lansdowne. We're happy you could join us.
Certain you've used Scott Podsednik before.
I've probably run through this a couple of times. You know what I mean? I go through a process. One year, or 1 week, I'm like, you know what? This is a 99 Sox day, or you know what? I'm feeling like the 2015 Sox. Look through, and the first guy that makes me chuckle, I'll throw in there. And today it was Scott Podsednik. Because I kind of forgot that he was on the Red Sox for a hot second. Knew he was obviously on the White Sox.
2012 legend, man. Come on.
Yes, exactly. I did not go with the affable Cody Ross or the jovial Mike Avilas for this episode. But maybe down the line. I'm sure FSG Brass will appreciate if I pull out one of them. But no, it's good to have you in. Welcome back into the show. A couple of Red Sox notes to get into. And a burning question I want to ask you folks later on in the episode. Nice big old tease there. But again, we are less than 2 weeks away from the start of the 2024 season for the Red Sox. And shit, we got some actual baseball this week, fellas, over in Korea.
Yeah.
Was that Wednesday and
excited.
Thursday?
Yeah, I looked it up earlier. It's only at 6:05. I thought it was going to be like 3 a.m.
Well,
But,
for me, it's
so I'm
3
pleasantly
a.m.
surprised. Well, yeah. Sorry, Jake. Sorry, West Coast.
Because I'm in
Jake.
LA, I didn't know if you knew it, but
Yeah. I will not be watching.
But,
the
I'll
LA
put Shorty down there.
writer of the show couldn't think of a name other than Jake for the screen name today. That's disheartening.
Relax.
Kevin Hart memes up.
Relax.
It's all right.
But,
We're still working out the kinks. Spring training mode.
What? That's a 2-game series for the dads and the Doyers.
It is.
Gotcha. Reminds me of when we started out in Japan in 2008. That was a 2-game series against Oakland, wasn't it? To
Yes.
start the
was
2008
Oakland.
season? Yeah, I believe so.
They send Oakland over there a lot. I don't know what for, but
Well,
Hey,
it's
West
they're on the
yeah,
coast.
I
They send
know.
yeah.
I know. But
Sending us there. I maintain, and I've had this conversation with my dad before in the past. I maintain that if we don't have to start the season in Japan and then have to go over to Southern California to play at the Coliseum for another spring training game against the Dodgers, jumping all over the place to start in 2008, maybe we have the legs to win another championship in 2008. But
That's
big what if.
interesting, Fitz.
yeah, I understand that's a real early in the season, and
Yeah, it
they
is.
lost Game 7 in October, but
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they didn't make the playoffs like they did. There's some holes in that theory, but
I
I,
mean,
like the
Tito-
idea.
probably.
Tito in his book said that's the best team he ever managed.
That team was
I mean,
fucking
that
wagon,
that
man.
book was written 10 years ago. I don't know if that,
I don't
that
think I agree
has
with
changed
that claim,
for him
personally.
But I don't know. I mean, talent-wise.
I think 07 was better than 08.
But by then, I mean, you had an established Pedroia. Ellsbury had a full season.
Yeah, you have MVP
won
Pedroia.
the Rookie of the Well, what did?
Yeah, but that was his MVP season.
And then arguably Euclid should have won the MVP over him too. Uke was amazing in 08.
What wasn't like the 1-2-3? It was like Pedroia, Jeter, and Euclid.
Sounds about maybe Morneau was in there or Mauer, like one of those twins.
Pedroia winning an MVP is kind of absurd.
Insane.
Like, I know he was good, but that's like not a guy that would.
It was-
I don't know. That's
that's-
just unbelievable.
The total narrative ball. The chip on
Was
his
it though?
shoulder.
Like
short
on the
guy.
Were the
I'm looking-
war,
I'm looking
like,
up
was
that-
war.
I don't know.
I don't
Didn't
know.
he had like a shit ton of doubles that year? I remember that.
I'm looking up his line right now.
Wasn't Victor Martinez the 2? That's who I thought the
No,
2.
V-Mart was 09, I believe, right? We didn't
Oh,
get him in
okay.
08, if memory
No.
serves.
I'm saying wasn't he second in MVP voting?
Oh, he might have. Liam, could you look at the MVP
Wait,
voting
Victor?
for this?
For 2008?
I was gonna start with the 2024 Red Sox pick, but no, we're going into the 2008 Red Sox right now. We're
Oh no, it was Justin Morneau. I don't know
Morneau,
why I
there you
said
go,
Victor
yeah.
Martinez.
Pedroia, Morneau, Euclid, Mauer, and Carlos Quentin. Shout out, runner up fifth.
Pedroia did have the highest WAR in the AL. So
What was that? What B War F War are we looking at?
we're looking at B WAR.
What did he have? What
He had
do we
7.
have? Ooh. Triple slash line here for Pedroia in 08. 326,
Wow.
376, 493. It's like damn near 500. 869 OPS, 123 OPS plus. You mentioned doubles. He led the league, Liam, with 54. 213 hits. 17 homers. 83 ribbies. 118 runs. Obviously, no, that's dependent
How
on
did
other things, but
Morneau?
still.
How the fuck did Morneau get better votes than Uke? That's the real
Dude, what
fucked
the
up part
fuck?
of this.
Well, they're comparable, you
Uke
know what I
has an
mean? They're both first
OPS
basemen.
almost 100 points higher than Morneau's.
Yeah, people who were voting for those fucking awards didn't recognize what OPS was like until Obama's like second term.
Well,
Milton,
even he
Milton
had more
Bradley
home
had a higher
runs.
WAR than Morneau.
The Melvin Bradley, the very
The
same.
Milton Bradley, baby.
Who led the league in WAR? Wow, the NL MVP voting is fun. You've got Pujols with 9.2
Oh my
WAR,
God.
wins
Pujols.
it, and then in second is Ryan Howard with his 1.8 WAR.
But he make ball go far.
Five-tool
you see.
player. Five-tool player. Ryan Howard.
That's really funny.
That-
Howard wasn't even good that year. I mean, he hit 48 home runs, but even his slash
fucking
line
his
was,
slash line's
like,
gross.
Fine. Yes, 251, 339, 543.
Ryan Howard's awesome because he just had like 2 or 3 years where he was this amazing hitter. All things considered, I mean, he won an MVP like 06, 07, around that time.
He had like 2 really. He really only had 1 really good year.
Well, what was it in 20?
06. 06 he went.
06
He-
he's a
No, but when did he
monster.
tear his Achilles on
Oh,
the last play of the season?
11.
That was
That was
2011.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the final out. That game's a classic, man. Oh my god. Halliday versus it was Carpenter too.
That's the no-hitter, isn't it?
Is that the 1-0 game in
No.
Game 5? Like,
yeah.
where
Halliday was a
threw
year
8 innings?
before the no hitter.
Oh,
Okay.
excuse me. One of my
Yeah.
favorite things about that Philly, this is a little fun fact for everybody, about that Phillies sort of era is they win the World Series in 08, and then every year after that they like do
They got
one
better.
thing. No, they get a little worse by postseason. So they win the World Series, then
Lose the
they
World
lose in the
Series.
World Series, then they lose in the NLCS, then the DS, and then they don't make the playoffs.
By that
But
time,
isn't
6 years
there-
later, they have
I
the
guess
first
I was
overall
thinking-
pick.
yeah.
Their record got progressively better though, didn't it?
Oh yeah,
it was just they got bounced.
They
They
kept
got bounced
loading
earlier
up.
each
But,
year.
yeah. Who was? Oh, was that Appel?
No, Mickey Moniak, right? Didn't they pick him first? Like I jokingly said they got the first pick, but they did get the first pick one of those like mid 2010s years, right?
Yeah, Mark Appel was like 12 or 13, wasn't he?
No, what? No, but that wasn't. He ended up there after the fact. He was an Astros pick, wasn't
Mickey
he?
Moniak? No,
No,
or Mark Appel.
Appel.
No, Appel. Okay, yeah, sorry. Mixing up my Astros and Phillies. Farmhands.
2015. Oh no.
Because the Astros kind of had a Cavaliers run where they got the first overall
Yeah,
pick
Fitz,
like
you're
3 out
right.
of 5
Mickey,
years.
Mickey Moniak, yeah, first.
Yeah,
overall,
2016, there you go.
2016. That's right, Fitz.
How about that?
Wow, good. Well, that was fun, huh?
I like nostalgia.
Yeah,
It's
good.
fun.
Love our
Good to
late
reminisce on the
aughts
mid-
Phillies and
Yeah.
Red Sox.
Yeah.
That's a good crack there. That was a good crack to keep it with the St. Patrick's Day theme.
Shane Victorino. There you go. There's our link.
There we go. It's a
His-
good way to bookend it.
His
Yeah.
web connects them all. So, anyways, 2024 Boston Red Sox. A big piece of news just came down on St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. That morning, Alex Cora confirmed that Mr. Josh Winkowski, not a starter. And at least to start the year.
That's a liberal
Raise
use
it.
of
Raise
big
it.
piece of news.
That's about, Jake, until Jordan Montgomery signs, that's the biggest piece of news that we're going to have, you know. That's the
Jordan
biggest we've
Montgomery.
had in quite some time.
I don't give a fuck about Jordan Montgomery anymore.
I haven't thought about him in like a week now.
Should we
I
talk
think
about
it's
that?
over.
You guys want to talk about that?
Rehash some more Monty talk.
No, I just I think I'm over it. I simply don't care anymore. It's like, yeah, would he be a good fit? Sure, but
At this point, he's not making an impact
it's like
until
fuck
Memorial
off.
Day.
I mean, it's March 18th. We're recording this. Like, come on. now.
Yeah.
To me,
Cespedes
it's
family-
even wilder that Snell's still out there. Like, he just won the Cy Young. Well, that's got to be all Boris. I know we've talked
washed.
about this.
He's
We
washed.
could talk in circles about
Yeah.
our goat being washed, but
Cespedes Family Barbecue called the Montgomery Boston connection the world's most boring will they won't they of all time.
it really
And
is.
it's you gotta like it's like come on, it's some fun because I think we've said this on the pod. I think we said this like a week or two ago. But everyone like in the national media circle is saying like, oh my god, like Boston's still the front runner, this, that, the other thing, and then all the local people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is
Well, and this has been written about as well, but like with where things are at with Montgomery now, it continues to make even less sense with the Red Sox because it's like, why would they give like a 1-year deal with an opt out or whatever? That does nothing for them realistically. Or you know what I mean, a multi-year deal with opt outs, like the Bellinger thing or something like that. Like that's not worth it for the Red Sox because like we'll need
need
him
a
in
reliable
like 2
starter
years,
for several
like,
years.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't want to ever talk about him until he signs again. I'm over it.
because we've had this conversation 15 times this offseason regarding Montgomery. Unless people really like
Probably
the
more than
Montgomery
that.
part, hey, like play the hits. You know what I mean? Like people are yelling at us, like Freebird, Montgomery, play it.
Talk about Monty. Talk about Monty again.
Soy
Speaking
facing.
of free agent pitchers, I'd love to talk about Trevor Bauer. Can we do that?
No, I don't.
No. But like but it's
Just that
but
he's
it's funny.
just that he needs to get a job.
Just that he's unemployed.
Get a job.
He's
a job.
gonna
Go home to
put on
mommy.
the he needs to do what people do on LinkedIn with like open to work.
Open to work.
The
The
profile
circle, bro.
picture. Yeah,
Leave,
the
you
green
should leave. If you
circle.
whip that up, you're going mega viral tonight.
Yeah, that's 20,000 likes. Another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to
Right?
do that.
Yeah,
There you go.
I mean, listen. I don't know. I think it's mostly funny now. The Trevor Bauer. It's like he's just out there pitching on the backfields every day, like some bum. Get a job. Go to Japan or something.
Get that thing off the road, bro.
Yeah, like what? I don't get it.
He's trying to gas it up.
Listen, to bring it back to a couple years to a different sport, when people were clamoring for Colin Kaepernick to get a job after the whole kneeling thing.
Fitz.
Hold on. No. This is in support of
Interesting parallel.
I know, yeah.
Both sides of the coin here.
Let's see
No,
if
no, no, no.
let's see if we can park this one.
Yeah. There were plenty of people, like, even like a year afterwards, like, well, he hasn't played in a year. He can't be all that good or something like that. They feel like the same amount of, like, the same type of people who now would be like, oh no, Trevor Bauer deserves a job, as if he didn't have his Mickey Mouse COVID season with the spider tack 4 years ago. It's not like that was yesterday either. So I've noticed that in the back of my head. I think I did okay landing that one. I thought I was okay.
All right. Yeah. I'll let you
It's
have
to
that
say,
one.
like, everyone's like, well, Bauer deserves a job. Like, that, what he was doing before getting that contract from the Dodgers, that was 4 whole years ago. I understand that the COVID time, like it messed with all of our brains in terms of timing, but that was a long time ago now. He's not the same
really
pitcher.
was.
Exactly. That was the point.
I tweeted something along the lines of this, but I think the funniest part of all of this is if he was just like not a weird freak. The all the like legal stuff aside, and listen, worse players than Trevor Bauer have had teams look the other way,
Right.
with stuff like this. Like, it's not a new phenomenon. But the thing with him is he's just so fucking annoying that nobody wants to put up like if he just stopped posting. One of our best posters, by the like he'll post till the sun blows up. Doesn't matter if
committed
it
to the
takes
game.
away. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it ruins his career. He just will not stop posting, and I think it's like he's just simply not worth the headache.
God, I didn't realize he's going to be 33 this year, too.
That's my point,
Forget
Liam.
that.
Here, he's
that.
not like this spring chicken. You know what I mean? Who's like still like all this potential ready to roll. Like, no, it's.
Wouldn't you go just sign like Urias if you were like blind to this like he would be the first choice, right? He's younger and better.
We
like,
haven't heard anything about him.
Is his career just over? I don't know.
That's what I'm assuming. There hasn't been
Yeah.
a peep.
But my
since that
point
news
being, if you're a GM and you're just like, I don't care if a guy is, a
piece of shit. Yeah.
yeah, just go. I'll take the young and good one instead of this
The one that's wicked annoying and
one that won't stop posting clips on YouTube.
yeah, it's
Can I
soy
just
facing
say
in his thumbnails.
something I fucking hate, and this is broader than Trevor Bauer, and he's evil, but other guys that aren't evil do it. I hate that athletes like post on YouTube and stuff now. That you shouldn't do that as a professional athlete. Like go play your sport. Don't be a weird YouTuber.
Old
you
man
know?
Hollinger.
Bro, he's a creator. He's a creator.
No,
Show him some respect.
Like the what does Draymond say?
You
New
just-
media.
You
New
just
media.
You just praised him for being a great poster.
Well, he's a great poster in the sense that like he'll never log off. Like,
But you're yelling at him to log off.
Well, I'm saying because he's well, he's really not a professional athlete at the moment. Former professional athlete Trevor Bauer. No, like I just can't stand like what today. Today JJ Redick and LeBron announced another podcast. Like, guys,
Sports business.
I'll tell you what. No sport. I mean, I think there's us included. There's too many podcasts. No sport has an epidemic like basketball. Like bench guys.
Everybody's
have
got one.
podcasts.
Everybody's
it's too
got
much.
one.
There's no way that like I need to hear what Peyton Pritchard has to say. You know. I
Does
think
he
he does
actually have one?
I think he actually does. Yeah. Podcast P. Oh no, that's excuse me. That's
Podcast
Paul
P would be
George's.
Paul George. Yeah,
Yeah,
playoff
he
P.
did,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
never
think
heard Brilliant
Pritchard
P.
did, but anyway, yeah, it's too much. Athletes should have some like mystery about them. You know?
Yeah, we don't have to know everything about what's going on in the mind of Draymond Green.
No. The monkey symbols clapping up there. That's a Simpsons reference.
Yes. Yeah, doing the backflip there. So anyways, yeah, Josh Winkowski. He is
In the
he's
pen.
He's in the pen. There are some things I want to talk about with that after the break, though, but we do have to take a commercial. We'll be right back.
Fitz, I'm getting an echo.
You're getting an echo.
Like when I speak, I'm hearing it quietly. Here,
Hold on
wait,
a
Fitz,
second.
you mute, and let me just see, and then I'll see if it's Jake. Yeah, it's you, Fitz.
It's me.
I think maybe turn my voice down in your headphones a little bit. Like turn your headphones down, like just the raw.
How about now?
Jake. No, it's better now.
I wasn't hearing it coming through.
Well, only I would like. I think it played in your headphones, and then the mic picked it up.
Damn. Shit. Let me go back and listen to.
But
this.
we're good now. We're good now, though.
Well, if it's 15 minutes of shitty audio.
Well, I didn't think it was terrible, but
Hold on
I
one
noticed it. Okay. Oh boy, what have I done, Liam? Huh?
Really opening up a can of worms.
Yeah, Pandora's box here.
Sorry, one sec. I gotta find a spot of Jake talking for a prolonged period.
It's usually not that hard.
Okay, I think I see. Sounds fine.
Okay.
We're good.
All right.
All right, let me just make note of that. Minutes. And just making a note. And I'm also going to just check voicemail. I don't think I've got one, but no, nothing. All right. All right, 5 seconds. We're back. Pawn on Lansdowne. Jake, Fitz, and Liam coming at you. Again, less than 2 weeks until opening day. That's a perfect time for you to follow us all on Twitter, the app formerly known as X. At Pawn on Lansdowne, I am at Fitzy Mopena. Jake is at Jake Wallinger. Liam is at Liam Fennessy _ It's also a good time to give us a call to our voicemail line. A reminder that we do have a voicemail line. If you have a question, comment, concern, you want to say how awesome my hat is, or how awesome Jake's hat is, his green hat, how awesome Liam's invisible green hat is today, you could do so. Call us at 617-420-2431. Again, 617-420-2431. Gentlemen, second time here trying to get into the Josh Winkowski news. I'm curious to see what tangent we get on at this point. Starting the season in the bullpen, I think it's probably for the best for Winkowski to be there. In 2022, made, I think it was 14 starts in 22. ERA over 5. He wasn't great as a starter. Emerges last year as a pretty consistent part of a bullpen that was like the one major bright spot of an otherwise pretty shitty season. You saw his velocity on his sinker get up a tick or two, way better with the location. The cutter became a pretty damn good offering for him, and probably his best put-away pitch in 2023. I think it makes sense for Winkowski to start the year in the bullpen. I know some comments he made in spring training, he was talking about, it's really important for me to get into the rotation. Of course, it makes sense. Competitive guy. He wants to be in that mix. But for the betterment of the team, I think he's a great multi-inning swing guy to come out in relief. And I'm happy. I'm happy he's starting there. Maybe he gets a shot to be a starter at some point down the line. But at least for right now, Liam, I'd say this probably suits Winkowski best to be out of the bullpen.
I think it's best for him. I think it's best for everyone involved, quite frankly.
We're all better people for it.
I think everything plays up for him out of the bullpen. I'm totally fine if he's, kind of plays that swingman role if they really want to stretch him out a bit. Like we saw him do 2, sometimes 3 innings last year. Like I'm totally fine with that. But he's not a guy with a deep enough repertoire.
His bag
on
is
its-
not big enough.
The bag's not big enough. We already have several other guys with better stuff ahead of him, yet who also have the same issues where you can't really get through 5 innings with them, but their stuff leads me to believe they're better suited for a rotation spot as opposed to Winkowski.
Well, you mentioned some of the stuff with Winkowski. Another thing he's mentioned in spring training is the continued development of whether you want to call it a slider. Oh, excuse me. Great audio experience.
Heavens.
Heavens, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Gee willikers. The continued development of his slider, sweeper, whatever you want to call it, that breaking sort of a pitch, to mix that with the cutter and the sinker. 3 positive offerings you can give him, even if it's just as a reliever. I would like to see that continued development. But, I mean, yeah, you talk about raw stuff. I mean, something like a Garrett Whitlock changeup is very pretty when that thing's working. When Houck's got his own slider working, that's a doozy. So you talk about pure stuff. Yeah, I could see what you mean there.
I frankly had no idea why this was a conversation to begin with. It felt really
it never made sense to begin
forced
with.
to me. I was.
I understand like our starting pitching depth isn't great. I mean, Cooper Criswell is probably going to be the 5th man in the rotation on opening day.
You think so?
But I think so, right?
I think it's going to be Houck and Whitlock. I think it's the guys that we're already sort of used to at this
I
point.
mean, Whitlock did look really good his last time out.
And Houck's been great in the
And
spring.
Houck's been sharp. I don't know. Guys, I still don't know how the rotation's shaking out. It still terrifies me. I think everybody's better out of the bullpen. Same story, different day. I wish we had, a solid 2 or 3 starter.
And I'd bring his name up again, but we just said we're done talking about him.
We're done
so
talking.
I'm not even going to say his name.
I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
Because it could solve so much else. You know what I mean? Because I think
Listen.
if you're talking out of the remaining candidates, Criswell, Whitlock, and Houck, as much as we've liked to poke fun at some of his, 3rd time through the order, 15.5 ERA, Houck's probably the leading candidate there out of that trio of guys left.
Well, the thing is, the real problem here is that 2 of the 3 have to slot into.
Yeah,
the
I understand,
like,
but what I'm saying is, if you did get persona non grata that we're not going to say on the podcast, not going to bring it up, then that 5th slot just automatically goes to Houck. It makes life so much easier. But that's why it's not going to happen, because it makes too much sense.
Yeah.
We should
It's
just
just
clip
like
that.
I can't believe we're doing this again.
Jonah
like,
clipped those 5 seconds of Jake going, and we're gonna tweet that and say the pot on land's not experienced.
I know that we're rebuilding, and I know that we don't want to go toss bags at guys, but I cannot believe we're doing this for the second, really the 3rd year in a row. But last year got to a point, August, September, we were getting, like homophobes and whatnot throwing innings for us.
The
and
GTA crime list being rolled down for.
I just cannot believe. And I know that Giolito going down does not help things, and that was supposed to be a solution. But even if he was healthy, we'd still have that 5th spot being somebody that ultimately should be a reliever. So
someone who has question marks of their own one way or the other.
Yeah. So I just kind of can't believe we're doing this again.
If I were to take an optimistic,
we are though.
If I were to take an optimistic look at this, because I want to try to be as optimistic as I can. Whitlock specifically, I know he's had his own struggles as a starter. He's also been banged up the last 2 seasons. It sounds like he's coming into 2024 with a clean bill of health. Maybe that's what he needs to get right back onto the wagon, and maybe he can consistently perform as a starter with that in mind. He doesn't have, what was he dealing with? He had the hip issue was a thing. I think he had something with his elbow last year. It was a whole thing. the last 2 seasons, 22 and 23 for Whitlock. But if he can come in this year healthy, relatively speaking, I don't know. Maybe. Listen, I'm trying here, fellas. I'm trying to
Fitz,
find a
you know what I think you're trying to say? You know what I think you're trying to say, Fitz? You never know.
Never know. You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Speaking of, you
And
never
that's
know.
the thing. You do never know.
Which I guess is another thing. Are we seeing Kenley on opening day?
I don't
He
care.
had another set. He had another setback earlier.
I
today.
really don't care at all.
Cora was like, we're running out of time.
I could not care less.
So,
I think so.
but
I
don't.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
here's
our-
a hot
man,
take.
That's our all-star last year. That's our lone all-star.
Here's a
last
hot
year.
take that I've been sitting on, hoping to leave it until he gets traded, but I guess that's not happening now. I don't enjoy watching him pitch. Like I find it a very unpleasant experience.
How so? Just like,
I think his delivery legit nauseates me. It's really disgusting.
how it kind of cocks back a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
really
slow.
gross. It's like the least fluid thing I've ever seen. Sometimes the problem with his
So
cutter,
like the aesthetic of Kenley Jansen pitching.
yes,
I mean,
yeah, but also the problem with his cutter is that there's days he'll come in and he just simply does not have it, and then he kind of sucks if he doesn't have that. Like he never has a plan B pitch, which is a real issue. Like if he doesn't have that cutter, he just gets lit up, and we have to fucking deal with it. Like it happened several times last year.
We've had a couple closers like that in hindsight, like Kimbrel, who I am a little bit more of a Kimbrel apologist than the average
Yeah,
bear, I've come
no.
to find out. But Kimbrel's whole thing, you would know if it was a good day or a bad day for Craig Kimbrel based on the very first pitch. if it was like, if that, if there was some late lightning on that fastball, it's like, okay, Craig's got it today or something like that. But if he just horribly misses for ball one and looks, the shape of the fastball looks flat or something, you're like, ah, boy, this could be a long day.
Yeah, and I also not aside from him as a pitcher and my feelings watching him pitch, his fit on this roster, like with the way the team is constructed and the money is out, is just also bizarre. Like to have a $16 million a year closer on this team is really strange, and I'm curious if those trade talks stalled or what ended up. I think it's really weird he arrived to camp as a Red Sox. Like that, I was extremely surprised.
Because you don't think that like there's got to be some contending teams that could have, even with the $16 million a year tag, there had to have been some teams potentially interested in it.
That's
no?
what I mean. And we heard there were. It wasn't. We heard what, the Dodgers and
Yeah, we were linked with the Dodgers.
someone
and I
else,
think
one other team.
The Phillies.
Phillies,
The Phillies name was being tossed around a little.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really surprised
Like-
he's here. I don't know. I mean, if he's healthy, you would just trade him at the deadline, I imagine. But yeah, he also gets hurt a lot. I feel like he's in terrible shape, just in general. He's kind
He's
of
a
like
big dude.
He's a big dude, but I
What
don't
is it?
know.
This is age
I don't
37
enjoy
season?
watching him pitch. I'm sorry to say.
Well, you might not have to for very much longer.
I guess.
Not in Boston, at least.
And that pen is good too. I don't get it. I don't get how they didn't trade him. Maybe
Yeah,
nobody
I mean,
wanted him. I get
slide Chris Martin right in.
I mean, the price tag, the age, like
You need two to
the
tango.
fact that we don't have a
fellas.
ton of we don't have a ton of leverage when it comes to him. I
That's
guess.
Yeah. Anything else? What's like something really eating both of you about this upcoming season?
I could get into that question that I was going to ask you.
What was that?
Like the biggest X factor player on the team. If there's one player on the 2024 team that like the team will go as this player goes. If they're good, could really raise the ceiling a bit. If they shit the bed, then it's a big problem.
I mean, it's Story, right? It's got to be.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Not who I thought originally off the top of my head, but yeah, that I do.
I think it's Story because I feel like you have the biggest range of possibilities there. We know what Devers is for the most part. Casas, I'd be surprised if he didn't get even a little better. Duran was my other answer, but I also am pretty confident in him. He's had a pretty good spring when he's played. I like what I see from him. I think it's Story. Yeah.
That makes sense. Might be swaying
Yeah.
me on this. The guy who came to mind for me, just given the woes of the rotation, but also given how well he pitched in the second half last year.
Cut?
Pivetta.
Oh, well, yeah.
If Pivetta
I
at least
hesitate
could give you
to
some
have a
stability in the
pitcher-
first half of the rotation. Yeah, he only goes, once every
Yeah.
5 days. You know what I mean? But that is, I mean, even if Story isn't totally up to snuff this year, I mean, he should. At this point, it's.
I'd
should have got
fucking
up par with
hope
Trevor
he
Story.
is.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are still other
Year
guys
three.
in the offense who could still carry the load. This was still a solid offense last year, even without Story being in the mix consistently. You know what I mean? But the biggest issue was starting pitching last year, and Pivetta, as he goes, he has ups and downs. But second half last year is primarily all ups. So if he can do that, I'm not even saying like strike out 27 guys like we did that time in Oakland.
I am
You are.
saying that.
Yeah,
You're
Oakland
often saying
relief,
this.
13.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go crazy like he did that night in Oakland or whatever it is. But
Have
if
we
he can just be
heard
consistent enough?
if he's just gonna start games out right now? Have they dropped the whole the Bernardino?
Bernardino's making the team just because he has to pitch
Yeah.
the first inning for him.
I like that.
package deal.
I thought it was great fun, but I understand
enjoy that.
that's not sustainable.
Yeah, I was writing the blog for on the Winkowski thing Sunday, and I was just looking through the 2023 stats, and I'm like, was Pivetta hurt? He only made like 11 starts. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I also think it's way cooler when a pitcher comes out of the bullpen to enter a game. That's 1,000 times cooler than the guy just jogging out of the dugout.
Makes the long run out.
Starting pitchers should just enter from the pen, like to start the game.
Like Royal Rumble.
I mean, they're warming up out there anyway.
Yeah,
They're like-
but then they come back and sit in the dugout, and then they go in.
For
But
5
I think
minutes.
that's dumb. Yeah, they should just come in from the pen. They get a cool song if they do that. It's way better.
I mean, they still get their song while they're warming up in the first inning.
Yeah, but the whole team's warming up, so it's not the same.
The whole team still warms up. If
No, but if they get the run in, it's their moment.
fair
you know?
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think so.
Or just bring back the cart and let everybody use that. That's the other.
Yeah, get it out from the gate there on
Are
Jersey
there,
Street.
are there any teams in the AL East that use it?
The
Why do I
cart.
feel like Tampa probably uses it, like the bullpen cart?
There's probably no traction on that turf. That's dangerous down there.
Yeah, you hit a
Flip
little
it.
bit of a swerve. That thing's gonna be drifting.
They should just let the pitcher drive the cart to come in. Like why do they need a chauffeur?
Who's
All these
gonna
guys
hop
have
in after that?
fucking licenses. I don't.
They're just
the
gonna
bat
leave it on
boy
the
or
field?
Something? I don't know.
Though? Leave it in the on deck circle.
They can come in, like another reliever can ride in with them, and then they drive it back.
Well, the problem is that like if you get a really unhinged pitcher, and
Imagine
why are they
Papelbon.
driving past the mound? Why are they driving towards the plate? And all of a sudden, Juan Soto just got hit by a cart. You know what I mean?
I could see Papelbon just flooring it like into the other team's dugout
Yeah.
over the rail, or when there was no rail. That's crazy, by the way, to watch old games and the dugout just has no fence in front of it.
It was a big deal when they put that in at Fenway. They were
Yeah,
like, "Oh my
that
god,
feels,
what are
that
they
feels
doing?"
insane now to not have that.
Well, we want to make sure that like people don't potentially die.
Also, it's way better for the players to like be able to lean on it. You know, that's
Yeah, as opposed to like sit on it and like not have anything to lean up against. Yeah.
yeah.
I think to answer your question though, Fetz,
Which question is this?
The X
the
Factor.
X factor,
Oh, the X Factor.
because you guys have mentioned everyone that came to mind. Like I first thought of Duran, then I went to Story, but I think someone we haven't mentioned and who's putting together quite a nice spring, Robert Dahlbeck.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
brother.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
just
say,
kidding.
well, he has to
I'm
make the
just
team
kidding.
first.
I meant, but seriously though, Connor Wong. If they can get,
Interesting.
just league average bat out of him, it makes the lineup so much deeper. You don't have to rely on Reese McGuire as much. Like,
Doesn't
I
even have
think-
to be league out. Like even if it's a little below average with his cannon behind the plate, I'll take it.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, tread water with the bat, and he's shown he can do it in spurts. Like,
He's
I'm trying to
playing for
think.
a job too. I mean, not for nothing. Like we get towards the summer, and if Teal keeps hitting and playing good D, he's not.
well, I don't think he's playing for a job. I feel
Well,
like
no,
his
they
roster
would
spot
just
is safe
platoon
for the
or
next
whatever. But
2-3 years. But I agree. Like
playing
once
for
Teal's
games,
here, Teal's
playing
probably
for
the
games.
starter.
Yeah, him being the righty and then Teal being the lefty. I think Wong at the very
it's a
least
nice fit.
ride through his arbitration, or around that time. I think he'd still be on the roster.
Hey, championship teams are made up the middle, so we can get something out of the catcher position this year. Makes the lineup look a lot deeper, because for me personally, I don't know what you're getting in the bottom half of that order. If it's going to be like Valdez and Reyes and I don't know, I guess Abreu. Like I think Abreu will hit. We saw what he could do in September.
Ugly
but it's like,
spring.
You don't know.
Ugly,
you don't
ugly
know.
spring
Yeah.
out of Willier. I'll tell you that.
And also, you don't like. Is he going to be in a platoon with
Right.
O'Neill or whoever it might be?
Grissom, his hammies busted up.
Mid-April,
I
I heard from Cora.
Yeah,
for him,
what's that
right?
about?
Yeah, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
That's gonna be so annoying. Like, cause Sale's looking pretty nice so far for Atlanta.
Listen,
it's gonna be
I've
so
said this-
annoying to
I've
hear
said
that
this.
revisionist
Sale could
history
win the
about
Cy
trade.
Young this year. I really don't care.
Yes, thank you.
I'm just
Jake,
glad
for
my
the-
hands are clean. It's they're actually not clean. We're still paying him, but metaphorically,
just for the 1 year. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's fine.
Thank
I
you
really,
for some sanity on
I
that. 'cause
simply
it's gonna
don't care.
It's gonna be insufferable.
He could have a 9-WAR, 300 strikeout. He starts all 32 games. I don't care. It's fine.
because we weren't gonna re-sign him for there, and even
Nope.
if he did that here in Boston, how much of a difference would that make?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you would be able to get a couple more wins out of that, but there's still questions with the rest of the rotation, which I know that goes against what I just say why Nick Pivetta is such a big part of the team, but if you're thinking that in the back of your head, then shut up. You didn't hear that. No. Point is,
He really looks like a Brave though. It's a good. He fits on that team.
good aura.
I don't know about aura, but he just looks like he belongs.
The jersey fits him. It fits him well.
Yeah. Well, here's a little joke for our jerseys never fit him well, frankly.
Bing.
Folks.
Tip your waitresses. Try the veal. All right, let's take a step aside. Let's take another break. When we return, we'll talk about something.
SETI.
We'll figure it out.
Let's talk SETI.
Yo.
More optimistic talk by bringing
Yeah.
up SETI. I like that. Yeah. SETI after the break. We're back. Pot on Lansdowne. Talking SETI. He does make my heart smile a bit. Again, Liam, you just mentioned championships being built up the middle. Again, I think so much of his season for 24, like it's, I don't know how to phrase what I'm going to say. It's important for him to get off to a really good start, I think, at the plate. Because if you can even just tread water there offensively in the first 100 ABs of the season or something like that, get used to that, get acclimated while he's adjusting again to major league pitching at the start of a new year, I think that would go a long way towards him, being a consistent member of the roster going forward. I would really love to see him get off to a nice start. It doesn't have to be, this blazing hot start, just consistent enough because I'm not worried about the glove wherever you play him. But at the plate, just a solid enough of a start. I think that would go a long way for Rafaela.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I know we wanted to be positive here. 2 weeks ago, we talked about SETI, and I had brought up the fact that he had walked as much in spring as he had
not walking
in
anymore.
September. He has not taken a single walk since we last talked about him 2 weeks ago.
Old
He's
habits
hitting
die hard.
bombs though.
He
He's hitting
is.
bombs.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah, you can't hit bombs if you're taking walks, dude. You know what I mean?
It's
You
true.
can't.
three true outcomes. That's
right.
SETI.
That's right. That's
like
fine. Like I'll take a 3 true outcomes guy if he's gonna play Gold Glove defense. I don't give a shit.
You're not wrong.
Like whatever. I
And
mean,
he has been jumping on the ball though. Like if you could just ambush some guys every now and again, I
yeah,
would love that.
That's
I'll live for
fine.
that.
Just take. Yeah, I'm all in.
Try to
I've
sneak a fastball past me
I've
first
seen
pitch.
enough, frankly. And also, I think I said this last week. Give me some fucking something to get excited about. It's like it's such a bummer everywhere else. Like, give me a young buck hitting bombs, making diving catches. That's enough for me. I'll tell you what. It must be bad over there in the Red Sox ticket office because they're doing shit for opening day. bringing the 2014 back. That's some shit you pull out in like the dog days of summer, to sell some tickets. You don't do that opening day.
I don't know.
Opening
it's
day, or
20
you do it game 2 or something.
The first game back at Fenway, not to get like too dreary here, but I mean to honor the Wakefield's passing. I get that aspect. Of
Kurt's invited, so.
I think honestly they should.
I was going to transition.
They should swap out Kurt's invite for Nomar.
Yeah, technically no 14 member.
Yeah.
You don't get Dave Roberts without trading Nomar, so I'm fine with that, Liam.
Just saying, that's a fair trade to me.
I think it makes sense for honoring the Wakefields though on opening day, but the whole 04 run, I think you have a point there, Jake.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing
they could just honor the Wakefields.
I don't.
Are the Dodgers coming to? Oh no, they're not. They came last year. Yeah, I must be bad over. I mean, we've talked about this, but I'm getting emails every day, fellas. Every day they're saying, please, buy my seats.
It's like Nancy Pelosi asking for donations.
Yeah. I don't.
Jake, it's Nancy Pelosi. Have you ordered your tickets for opening day yet?
They should. I wish the ticket emails would be like, Jake, it's Sam Kennedy. Please.
There's
President Henry needs you.
We should. Okay, so have you've seen the meme about the Pelosi email from, it was probably a year ago, where it's like, I asked you Monday, I asked you Tuesday, I asked you Wednesday.
Yeah.
I might have to do that and the Trevor Bauer open to work when we hop off here.
Yeah, those are bangers, Liam.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like political volunteers taking to the Red Sox ticket office and send out those blast emails and text messages.
It's nuts how like they've been coming fast and furious.
It's not. We're not imagining it, right? Because like it wasn't like this last year. Like
no,
I mean,
not at all.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's one every 48 hours.
Yeah. No, it's a lot.
I see a tweet from our good friend Santi at Park the Bus. He's getting an email every morning.
I mean, here, let's see. What's the most? Okay, yeah, there was 1:30 today. It was the join us for opening day, and then before that, I got one I got one yesterday, and I got one on the 15th. And then before that, it was the 11th. So actually 4 days. That was a big gap for them. But, oh, I'm sorry. The Red Sox ticket office emailed me the 14th. So I lied. It's a lot.
I'm sorry I'm distracted here. I'm just looking up some of these political donation text messages, and they are unhinged.
Hey, you're good, Fitz.
Here's one, ready? And it's both, it's left and right. It's President Trump. Wow, Nancy ripped my speech. She truly hates America. Let's post a huge fundraising number. All caps. Any gift 2 times matched for 1 hour. Donate now. Need John Henry sending out messages like that. Wow,
Liam,
Brian Cashman ripped my speech.
Oh, I had a question for Liam, but he seems to have run away. Oh, he's coming back. Hold on, let's see here. Hold on.
I'm back. So still blowing my nose
happened?
and mucus
What's going on? Oh,
from a
gosh.
week ago. Yeah.
Hey, where'd you find that picture of John Henry strumming? Where'd you find that playing guitar?
Was literally just on Linda's Instagram story the other night.
Oh, of course. That's
my girl. That's my girl.
How
Me
about
and
John
Linda,
Henry having a son that's like 10? That was a surprise.
Have we ever seen him before? Because this feels like the first winter
I was entirely unaware that kid existed.
Same. At first, I thought it was like one of Brady's kids.
Tom Brady's kids?
Yeah, he does kind of look like him.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Are they
if any of our listeners, I don't know, look him up. I don't know. This is not great podcast material.
Yeah, this is not an audio medium,
Anyway.
but it hasn't stopped us before. It's not going to stop us now.
I was just surprised to see John Henry had a young son. That was surprising me. But I guess when you're a billionaire, you can make it work.
Well, I mean, Linda's probably 20, 25 years younger than him.
Should we just do an hour?
I thought you were going to say 20
Should
or
we
25
just do an
in
hour on
general.
how John Henry was able to procreate at the age of 62 or whatever?
It's actually not his
nervous to see
child. It's a clone.
Oh.
Yeah, Steven Tyler.
100,000 units ready with 1 million more on them.
Okay, wait.
John
How
Henry flying to
old-
Camino.
He's 74. I mean, he probably had that kid when he was 60. That's you don't do that. That's tough. That's tough.
Jedi
good
Master
for him.
Smiley Ball put in the order.
Pouring rain on Camino, and you can see the Sicko sign in the background. And
It's just Fenway on a Friday night from last year.
That's nice. I wasn't thinking that we were going to get an Attack of the Clones reference on the show this week.
Hey, shout out.
I know,
You know,
everyone was waiting on bated breath.
John Henry attended but did not graduate from 4 separate colleges.
Really, which
bum.
ones?
What a bum.
So he's not a finisher.
Victor Valley College. Well, he is.
It
Clearly.
turns
He just
out
had
at
that
the age of
kid,
16,
yeah.
Liam, he most certainly was a finisher.
Who would have thought?
Victor Valley College, the University of California Riverside, University of California Irvine, and University of California Los Angeles.
UCLA.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah. Which one's the Banana Slugs? Is that
That
Santa
would
Barbara?
be UC Santa Cruz. Fitz.
Santa Cruz. Thank you.
Yes.
I knew you'd get that, the Pulp Fiction reference.
Of course.
I knew you'd help me out
Of
there.
course.
He loves himself the UC system.
He does. He does. Not enough
I
to
saw, like-
graduate, though.
I can't. I feel like 74. He looks at least 10 years older.
Oh, hey.
Right?
Come on.
Like 74. I don't know. I mean, growing up, whenever I saw him,
Let's
I
be
would have
nice.
Said,
Let's
you would
be
ask me
nice.
10 years ago, I would have said he was 74.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I actually think he's looked 65 for like 30
He's looked the
years.
exact same, basically,
Yeah.
as far back as I can remember.
His Wikipedia photo, it's him from 2008, and he looks like he's 74 in that photo.
Yeah.
Like,
John Henry looks like anytime he's taking a picture, it looks like he's in smiling school and he's learning how to smile. He's working on it.
Is that similar
almost
to
like- it's almost
standing
like,
school?
Yes, the very same idea. Yes. Like, look at that smile on the Wikipedia page. Look at that. That's you almost got it, John. You almost got it. What is this? What is this?
Yeah.
I mean, just Google John Henry Red Sox. Because if you just Google John Henry,
Not
you're
a-
gonna get
not a
the
thought
you're gonna get the
behind those
folk
eyes.
hero, John Henry, the steel driving man. So if you
I like that he's not the John Henry that pops when you Google John Henry. He doesn't deserve that.
yeah, the steel driving man does,
Yeah, that's right.
dude. It's
and then he died.
he did, yeah, but you know what? He did it to build that tunnel. And then he beat that machine. Shout out John Henry,
right.
other John Henry, not Red Sox John Henry.
The real John Henry.
Yes. Dude, like, are you kidding me with this? Again, John Henry Red Sox, just Google it, and then he can't smile. I understand the blue light isn't helping. It's embarrassing.
This is John Henry's Mr. Cheetah moment. Where Fitz
Yeah,
is just holding up
we
pictures
need
of
to
John
show this to
Henry.
Carabas.
Do we think John Henry or Tom Warner are more like normal?
I'm gonna say John Henry. Quite
You gonna
honestly.
say John Henry?
Yeah, Tom Warner worked
More
with Bill
normal?
Cosby. I'll never be able to shake that.
Ooh.
See, no, I
And
don't,
Roseanne, and he rebooted Roseanne. So no, it's not Tom Warner.
Well, it's a bit. Roseanne wasn't insane until recently.
I think it's probably Henry. Now that I think, I was gonna play devil's advocate for Warner, but my head, I cannot compartmentalize. I think I used that word correctly. I can't take out the image of him fucking up the "Let's Go Red Sox" chant. That's such an easy, normal thing. I can't have that.
Do you
Let's
guys
go,
think?
Red
Do you guys
Sox.
think John Henry treats Warner like a little brother, like a little shithead little brother?
Gives him a noogie?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like because Warner said full throttle. You think Henry like went backstage and choked him after, like Bart? And, like he's like, "You fucking full throttle! What the fuck is that?"
Well, he tried to attack him, but he's like Monty Burns, so like he
Oh, he
punched him a
fell
little bit,
over?
then he fell
Yeah.
backwards. Yeah. Just the picture that Liam sent.
Who did I say Tom Warner? Oh, Gil, right?
Yeah, Gil Gunderson. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
pulling at his neck collar.
I just can't. I can't believe they've fallen so far. I can't. They could have just continued to bankroll like a normal high payroll and co-star. They're like the most beloved men in the history of the. You know, they broke the curse. They win 4 rings. These guys, but no, they had to decide to act poor.
Yeah, I mean, what would it take for it to be completely ruined? That image. Because I don't think it's like complete. Because at the end of the day, you still did bring the 4 championships there.
Maybe like if they go, I mean, like
I do think if like if like Devers was gone.
yeah, if
I'd be
Devers
like,
walked,
I'm
I
out.
think that would have been like people would have started
Like well,
Legitimately,
it's
yeah,
over.
having
It's
that,
over.
like setting
that
cars on fire and
that
stuff
discourse.
outside. Yeah. Maybe or you know what? I yeah, I hate them.
But not the folk hero John Henry. We like that John Henry.
What'd you call him? Swinging dick?
He's a
What's
steel
his
driving
story?
man. He's a steel
Swinging
driving
Dick
man.
Henry.
Swinging.
What is
John-
steel
Clearly
driving?
he was.
He drives
I-
steel. Do you know the story of John Henry?
I watched it in like second grade. I watched.
Well, it's
a
not
movie
just it's not just the Disney short. Like this is like a
Man
centuries
versus
old,
Machine.
I believe, or at least it's a very old folk
At
story.
least since the Transcontinental Railroad.
Yes,
He
so
built
steel.
the Transcontinental Railroad.
No, well, it's a story.
Oh, he wasn't. He didn't live.
Well, he died
it-
at the end.
well,
No.
He collapsed. Out
No,
of
I mean he's not.
exhaustion.
I thought maybe it was a real guy that they like,
John Henry
gave,
folklore.
gave some
Wikipedia.
juice to,
John Henry
know?
is an American folk hero,
like
An
Johnny
Afri-
Appleseed or something. Like he
Yes.
was real, but
Yes,
they
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
made-
Yeah.
Yeah.
An African American freedman, he's said to have worked as a steel driving man, a man tasked with hammering a steel drill into a rock to make holes for explosives to blast the rock and constructing a railroad tunnel. The story of John Henry is told in a classic blues folk song about his duel against a drilling machine, which exists in many versions and has been the subject of numerous stories, plays, books, and novels. Long story short, Jake, John Henry, steel driving man, he's got his hammer, bing, 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 boom, boom, drilling all those holes and whatnot. In comes this machine that's the fucking cock of the walk. Everyone's like, oh, this machine's so cool. Like, it's going to drill holes way faster. We're going to be able to build railroads way faster. If I'm forgetting a detail or two in the story, forgive me. This is all off the dome. John Henry's like, all right, bet. I'm going to race that machine. I'm still going to beat it. You know why? Because I'm the man. So they go, on your market, set, go. They start drilling through it. I think John Henry falls behind a little bit, but, gets the willpower, like all of his strength of his entire existence to come back, win the race, drops dead afterwards.
Not really a feel good story, huh?
Person, you
The
take
story
from
of
it as you will.
endurance.
I mean, he fucking dies.
He does die.
What's the
Oh,
moral of that story? I don't get it.
Keep grinding, baby.
Like, what do you take away?
He was locked
the
in,
grind
that's
set.
all.
He was the OG grinder, the John Henry.
The historical accuracy of many of the aspects of the John Henry legend are subject to debate. According to researcher Scott Reynolds Nelson, the actual John Henry was born in 1848 in New Jersey.
So he was real.
I'm learning this right now.
Oh wow. Okay.
He died of silicosis. Is that how you say
Silly ghost.
He was a little wacky.
Such a silly little guy.
Silicosis.
Yeah, something like that. It's
close. Silicosis, and not due to exhaustion of work. Several locations have been put forth for the tunnel on which John Henry died. Couple different tunnels.
I'm going through the folklore of the United States Wikipedia page, and it'll make your head spin. We go from Revolutionary War figures like Betsy Ross, and then the very
Another
next
day
Buddy, they
volunteer.
won't even let me fuck the flag.
but then you go to like, okay, Paul Bunyan, yes, and then
Was he real? Was Paul Bunyan real?
lumberjack. What am I saying?
No, Paul Bunyan was not real.
Are we
Was he?
sure? Hold on.
Calamity Jane, of course.
I don't think he was real. Sorry.
Wait, who's Calamity Jane? I don't know that one.
Martha Jane Canary, better known as Calamity Jane, was an American frontierswoman and professional scout,
Oh.
best known for her claim of being an acquaintance of Wild Bill Hickok.
Oh.
She's said to have also exhibited kindness and compassion, especially
Oh.
to the sick. I have to zoom back in. The sick and needy. It was from her that Bret Hart took his famous character of Cherokee Sal in the Luck of Roaring Camp.
I'm gonna guess that that's racist.
It has to be. There's no way.
I'm gonna
Gotta be
Cherokee Sal. That's
Who was
that's
is Typhoid
that's gotta be
Mary?
racist.
Is Typhoid Mary American or is that a European deal?
That feels wicked British. Typhoid, but I might be wrong.
Typhoid
She's
Mary.
an Irish American cook, apparently.
Typhoid
That's the first
Mary?
name. Yeah, Mary.
Yeah, she
Mary Mallon?
she had typhoid. That was
Oh my god, she believed to have infected between 51 and 122 people. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
yeah, no, it was bad news. Typhoid Mary. She was bad news.
She was patient zero.
Yeah.
Liam, what's this one that you highlighted here?
I wasn't sure if I could say that on
I don't
air.
know if you can. Really. Jay-Z's nickname
No,
Johnson was
you
a
could say
lumberjack.
that. You could say
I'm not going to risk it. Was a lumberjack and log driver from northern New England who was known for his numerous off-the-job exploits, such as catching bobcats alive with his bare hands and drunken brawls.
Sounds like a New Englander to me.
Sure it does.
this kind of goes hand in hand with I think we had a conversation similar to this a few episodes ago where like we need more urban legend, like urban Red Sox legends. I think we have some good inspiration here. Like I think we could really.
What did I come up with 2
You
weeks ago? Something about
said,
the Coke bottles?
yeah, I think you said they hid bodies in them, or something.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
There's
I
a
like
dead
that.
guy in the Coke bottles. That's why
de-
they're
yeah,
taking
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Used
Okay,
as a
yeah.
torture device.
It's coming back.
What was
It's
that
coming
ancient torture device where like there was like a bronze bowl and you would put someone inside of it and like light a fire underneath the bull's stomach?
Oh yeah,
That sounds
That was-
terrible.
I know.
forget the
I know
name
the
of it.
boats. You know the boats. That was a torture. That
The
was
boats?
Yeah, so they would put. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Oh, first thing, the boats. Scaphism?
Scaphism. Yeah.
Escapism?
Yeah. You want to read it?
Also known as the boats, is an alleged ancient Persian method of execution mentioned by Plutarch in his.
Oh, that's
Life
like
of...
the Hunger Games. Plutarch.
Sure.
Right? That's Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's his name in the Hunger Games. Plutarch.
I didn't remember that off the top of my head, but R.I.P. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
There you go. It ostensibly entailed trapping the victim between two boats, feeding and covering them with milk and honey, and allowing them to fester and be devoured by insects and other vermin over time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude, the Persians
Yeah.
knew how to torture people, man.
Good
Gosh.
Lord.
Yeah.
The first mention is Plutarch's description of the execution of the soldier Mithridates, given as punishment.
He
for
sounds
killing
like
his
he's up to no good.
Killed his brother Cyrus the Younger. So there you have it. Yeah, poor
Hit
Cyrus.
the elder.
No.
You know what, Sophie?
Yeah, she asked if I needed her when I reacted in terror at the murder of
Oh wow, the
at
12th
the
century
murder of
Byzantine
Mithridates.
chronicler Johannes Zonaras later described the punishment. The Persians outvie all other barbarians in the horrid cruelty of their punishments. So
Yeah,
sounds serious.
there's one form of just learning in history class of Persian torture. I'm not even going to mention it on the podcast, but you know, it's tough.
Well, I'll mention another one if Fitz won't. I like the one. I know the one. I don't know if it's Persian, but there's the one where like you sit on like a triangle, like a pointy triangle, and then they tie like weights to your feet, so it just goes like up.
Oh,
that is
through
Persian.
you.
That the Persian insertion is the name of it. Yep.
Oh,
I knew it as a spear.
that sounds way
Yeah.
cooler. The Persian insertion. I mean, that sounds like a move you whip out.
Yeah,
When you're getting frisky. The Persian insertion.
Jesus Christ. I don't know how much of this is going to make it to the episode.
What is Persian? What land is it's Iran?
Yeah, I think it covered a lot of like the Middle East.
Oh yeah, there you go. I'll tell you what. Places used to have much cooler names than they have now. Like Mesopotamia,
Fire name.
or like I was reading the other night about Constantinople. I know that has like
banger
religious
name.
like connotations. That's probably why they got rid of it. or not religious, but like the empirical, like it's the old empire. So but
Yeah.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. That's a hell of a name.
Yeah, just in a vacuum of its own.
Yeah, Constantinople. I mean, hey, I respect the Turks and all they do, but Turkey, I don't know. Or no, Constantinople is in
It's Istanbul now.
Istanbul,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also a fire name, Istanbul.
It's no Constantinople.
Yeah, they couldn't.
Fitz.
Constantinople is pretty hard. I gotta say.
That's probably the greatest city name ever. I would say Constantinople.
What was St. Peter? Was St. Petersburg Leningrad before? If you're talking about big cities changing names, I think.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
America doesn't have any cool names for their cities. I think Chicago's like the only good
I was gonna say
name.
Chicago's such a fire name.
Yeah, Chicago's really good. I think that's really the only big city that has a great name.
Atlanta. I think that's a
No.
good one
I don't like that.
because you can do the Gucci Mane Christmas album East Atlanta Santa. Like that's a good. I like that rhyming scheme of it. And for that, I like the name Atlanta. Dude, Memphis. Are you kidding? Memphis is a
Oh,
fire.
Memphis is
Shit.
fire.
And now
Memphis is good,
that's
yeah.
like ancient Egypt originally, like Memphis in Egypt, but Memphis is a sick name.
Okay.
Nashville, if you're gonna keep it at Nashville's
Anything with Ville is
Nashville is a
juvenile.
great name for a city. Yeah, Jake.
Oh,
Yeah,
we lost
see ya,
him.
Jake.
We lost him.
We lost. Yeah, I kicked him out for saying that Nashville wasn't a good name. New York is.
I like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a cool one.
Pittsburgh's a good one.
Anything,
Yeah.
anything with Berg.
Philadelphia is like the old Greek style name. I like Philadelphia as a name. I don't love the city, but Philadelphia. He's back.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
When's the last time we talked about Red Sox on here? Probably 25 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's fine. It's fine.
I don't have anything else for the Red Sox today.
No, I don't either. Again,
What the, is there
it's spring training.
really anything else?
It's spring training for us too.
Yeah, you're gonna just have to get used to us talking about Istanbul.
I mean, hey, we just did all this divisional season previews.
Yeah.
You know, we've been churning out content.
Yeah. And I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, guys, we are only 45 followers away from 2,000.
Yeah, how are we gonna get the pants if that's the case?
We will need somebody to backdoor them for us.
We will need to open a line of credit to.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean, let's see. Are they just Nike baseball pants? Right?
I don't know.
But like,
Because it's just Nike's licensing them and then Fanatics is producing them.
yeah, but
so
they
do we
might be
just-
like
can we
they
get-
may have
can we
like
get
meant for
baseball
like
pants
youth
off Fanatics?
baseball or like high school baseball. Like those might be different than what like they do for the pros. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Constantinople, you know what was cool? I mean, it's not true anymore, but when the Cubs curse was going on, and it was, I guess, the Red Sox too. But that their last World Series wins were during the Ottoman Empire.
That was a sweet fun fact.
Yeah, that was always good to break out. Yeah, because I believe the Ottoman Empire was 1922. It ended. So that
Not,
Oh, I
not at
always
the end of
thought- I
World
always
War
thought
One.
it
That would
just-
have been
I always-
1918.
yeah.
Not at the end of. Did it last a couple years after World War One?
Fitz, I think it did.
Really?
In the aftermath of World War I, the victorious Allied powers occupied and partitioned the Ottoman Empire, which lost its southern territories to the United Kingdom and France.
You meaning to tell me that the
Jake, you
UK
got
and
it,
France tried to
I
get some
got it.
territory in the Middle
Yeah,
East?
the
I don't believe it.
successful Turkish War of Independence against the occupying Allies led to the emergence of the Republic of Turkey
Yeah.
and the abolition of the
Yeah.
Ottoman monarchy in 1922, formally
Yeah, how
about
ending the
that?
Ottoman
Look
Empire.
at you, Jake.
Yeah.
Turkish
So-
expert.
He's all about Anatolia today.
Favorite basketball player? Enes Kanter.
Oh, hey, oh.
Enes Freedom.
Enes Freedom. Thank
I
you.
don't get
Yeah,
that.
thank you, Fitz. That's why I made that noise, because you dead named him, not
Enes
for,
Freedom.
for any other reason.
All right, is that gonna do it?
I don't know.
Guys,
Sure.
I did finally see Dune, by the way.
Yeah, Fitz did.
I know Fitz hasn't, but God, what a film. What a film.
Yeah,
what a
special.
picture.
yeah. We'll do.
My buddy John's seen it 5 times.
Oh God.
I saw his tweet. I saw
Is
his
John
tweet
that
today.
guy on Twitter that keeps
Captain
going back?
Marvel.
Yeah. No. There's a guy on Twitter that's seen Dune 2
IMAX round 18.
25 times. Yeah.
He's catching up to him, though, it sounds like.
He
Yeah.
tweeted, didn't he tweet the other day? He was like, I'm running out of money. This guy that keeps seeing it. It's nuts.
He's just trying to get that ticket to the Messiah premiere. I respect the hustle.
They got to announce it, though. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting with bated breath.
Should we do oh my god. Song.
Song of the week,
Oh.
yes. To keep it with the Irish stuff, again, I know it was only St. Patrick's Day. First St. Patrick's Day without Shane MacGowan, lead singer of the Pogues. May he rest in peace. Let's go with Rainy Night in Soho by the Pogues. Great song. Wonderful song. You could go with any Pogue song, though, but
I'm not going Irish. Sorry, Fitz. Last Train to London. Was listening to a bunch of ELO this over the weekend.
yeah, I
So-
saw your ELO tweet.
ELO.
fucking-
I could go Last Train to London,
Oh.
Telephone Line,
fucking love ELO.
Yeah.
Evil woman.
Yep.
special.
Living
Bangers
Thing.
after bangers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
yeah,
can't go
I think
wrong.
Telephone Line's my favorite.
Telephone
Obviously,
Line's
everyone
so
brings up
good.
Mr. Blue Sky, which is great,
Sweet Talking Woman. Oh man.
Telephone line.
but what's it? It's 5 numbers and then Orchestra is the name of it. I think it's the
don't
first song on their first album.
But I'll give you my answer.
Great
Ready for
record.
this one, guys? A little throwback for you. Little America for you. Daisy Jane. Fucking love that song. That song, fellas, I could be so mentally ill, but that song will bring me to a place of peace the moment I hear it.
That's all you need.
That's all you
Hell
need.
yeah. It's 10-5-38 Orchestra. 10538 Overture, excuse me, for that ELO son, by the way. But yeah, shout out America.
The band, to be clear, not the country.
Yes, the Horse with No Name band, yes.
Yeah.
Ventura Highway, another banger.
Oh.
That's America, right?
So good.
Ventura
Yeah.
Highway.
Yeah. Horse
That
with
makes
No
sense.
Name, I always think of Breaking Bad, you know, when Walt's singing it and he gets pulled
Caballo
over.
sin nombre. Yeah.
You guys, and it's good.
Yes. And
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all I got.
yeah, that's it. That's all we got. Horse emoji, if you get to this point.
Sure.
At
Ooh,
Bottom
yeah.
Links down on Twitter.
Oh wait. Do we have anything for John Henry? Do we have a John Henry emoji? What like a
Hammer.
train hammer? I don't know.
Yeah, train hammer. Yeah, you could.
Cave.
Train hammer horse. Whatever you
Is
guys
there a
want.
cave
Tunnel.
emoji?
Tunnel. Did he die in a tunnel or a cave? Was it?
He was
Did it
making
have an
a
end?
tunnel.
Well, they
Did
were
it
making
have-
a tunnel.
Oh, so it might have just been a cave though. Does a
No,
tunnel
then it
need?
would already
Does a
be a hole.
tunnel? Does a tunnel need an exit and an entry point?
I would say
Well, I think that's
so,
what makes it. That's what makes it a tunnel, right?
right.
So that's
If there's
okay.
no
Is
exit,
then it's just a
then I guess
cave
you
if
have
it
to
has
leave.
the one.
Okay,
right?
no. So all right, yeah. So that's what I was just trying to establish.
Is it like the question? How many holes does a straw have?
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah,
Right?
that is. Yeah,
It's a hot dog a sandwich. Who knows?
it needs.
Guys, I don't know if you heard that. It's Die Hard a Christmas movie. I don't know if you've heard this one before. You know,
Have you guys seen the
workshopping a tweet.
97-year-old diner?
Still makes Coke the old-fashioned way. Workshopping a tweet maybe, as we get closer to Christmas time in 2024. No Country for Old Men. Anton Chigurh standing at the register being, "It's Die Hard a Christmas movie, call it." It's a hot dog sandwich.
Listen, Al Gaib. That's my guy.
Yeah,
I fucking
love
love.
Stilgar.
I fucking love him so much. Special actor, and he's married to Penelope Cruz. What a life!
Yes. Very
What
much
a
so.
life! You ever seen Collateral?
I have not.
I have not seen Collateral.
He shows up in
That's
Collateral for
Michael
like
Mann, right?
yeah, for like 2 minutes. It's like one of his first American roles. It's crazy.
Maybe I
Anyway,
need to watch that.
that's that. I don't have anything else after that. That was just sort of.
God, that movie's so good though. Dune. Shout out Dune.
Yeah, Fitz, you got it. We got to
Shout
do a
out,
cinema
Demi.
on Lansdowne, even if it comes 2 months after the release date.
Yeah, gives enough. You know, when it hits on demand, when it hits streaming services.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Jake, are you a Dolby or an IMAX guy?
I mean,
Final question.
I usually always see Dolby because Sophie needs recliners. She'll bitch and moan if we don't have recliners.
Be nice.
Yeah, and IMAX doesn't do that. They do.
Yeah, the IMAX seats suck.
Yeah.
But,
So
well,
I guess Dolby, but not. It's not really my choice. I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I saw Dune in IMAX Saturday. I saw it in Dolby Sunday.
Oh, look
and
at you.
Dolby blew me away.
You
The
get your
seats were-
Spider-Man.
seats were
You get your
shaking.
Spider-Man re-release ticket.
No, I really
just-
only want to see
Two. I just
in
grabbed
theaters,
two. Yeah, that was what I
Yeah.
wanted. Guys, I'm
Yep.
gonna share a room with Sydney Sweeney on Friday. Not to brag.
Really? What's happening?
Get her on the
Friday?
pod. Talk Red Sox.
Yeah, Red Sox fan. She's doing like a Q&A that we bought tickets to.
Nice. Well,
Then
you
they
can
were
ask
free,
her-
and they
ask
were
her about
free
the first
'cause-
pitch.
It's through AMC, so
Oh,
There you go.
oh shit, I should ask her about the first
ask her about the
pitch if I
first
can.
pitch.
That's good.
Dude, that would bang on the
Get
podcast.
so-
I
get
know
Sophie
it
to
would
film
bang.
it.
If I
Oh my-
can
that
ask
would get
a
us to
question, I'll do it.
2,000. That
Yeah.
would get us to 2,000 easy.
Yeah.
That's
And
your
then when you
job
say
Friday,
she's coming
dude.
on the
All
pod.
right, yeah, I'll go for it. I mean, I don't
Then
know.
we could tease that we have a
You
special
can tease
guest.
it all season. No, scheduling conflict. She can't make it.
Yeah, it's like Matt Damon and Kimmel.
Yeah.
Sorry to Miss Sweeney, but we had to push her this one.
So
That would be great.
That's a
That would
good
be
bit. You know what? Lock that in. That's a bit.
that's sort of just stealing Jimmy Kimmel's thing.
Yep.
Jimmy Kimmel's not funny, so we get to steal it.
Exactly.
All right, I think that is that all we got.
Yeah, I'm done.
So like,
Okay.
we just did 30 minutes on American folklore.
Yeah,
and the
And
Ottoman Empire.
Constantinople.
yeah. And then, hey, if you didn't like any of that, if you wanted more baseball talk, season preview episode is next week.
I'm gonna
go.
quote this on Wednesday and just be like, hey, so just FYI, you could probably stop listening to this at like the 40-minute mark.
If you are a consistent Pot on Lansdowne listener, you know that that's the case. You know that the
Yeah.
last half hour
Yeah.
will be nonsense.
You're right. You're right.
You know,
That's the pot on Lansdowne difference.
yep, that's the formula, baby. So next week's season preview episode, all of our predictions that are gonna age like fucking just the worst.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I will not be taking Mr. Manaya for Cy Young this year.
You will also not be on the segment. We'll just have to
Yeah,
read off your
that
picks.
too.
But you
That
know who
too.
will be there? Lucy Birch, friend of the
Oh,
program.
I
Be
know
here
that.
next week, having her back on. But until then, that's Jake. That's Liam. I'm Fitz. You're you. Talk to you next week. Go Sox and obey your mother.
Obey your mother.
Obey your mother.